October 5th, 2022, little 20-month-old Quentin Simon was reported missing by his mother, Leilani Simon, from their home in Chatham County, Georgia. Leilani told the officer that Quentin disappeared from his indoor playpen at their home outside Savannah. She said that she hoped her son would be found happy and alive. "We are just hoping that he is in somebody's house, and they are feeding him, and maybe they wanted a baby, or could not have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. That is our best hope at this point." A week later, on October 12th, the authorities believed that the little boy was no longer alive, and they believed that his mother was the prime suspect in his case. During the investigation, the police said that evidence led them to believe Quentin's remains were at a waste management landfill in Chatham County. After a large search, and after combing through 1.2 million pounds of trash in the landfill over a period of 30 days, the police, FBI investigators, and Georgia Department of Natural Resource officials found what appeared to be human remains, including bones. The remains were sent to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia, and later determined to belong to the toddler. Leilani Simon was arrested in November 2022, and she was indicted on slaying and other charges the following month. The indictment alleged that Leilani used an unknown object to cause serious bodily harm, which ended in him losing his life. She then dumped his little body in a trash bin round 3 miles from her home. Her trial started in October 2024. During the prosecutor's opening statements, they told the jurors that they are not planning on proving how Leilani ended the boy's life, only that she did it. The trial lasted for 9 days, in which the prosecutors called dozens of witnesses to testify, including the police, an illegal substance dealer, and Leilani's neighbors and babysitters. They outlined her illegal substance use, a rocky relationship with a boyfriend, and her shifting stories following the boy's disappearance. Her son's 17-year-old babysitter testified that Leilani was physically abusive and neglectful towards her son, and that she did not love him at all. She recalled incidents where Leilani pushed Quentin into the pool, where she refused to help him down the stairs, resulting in him becoming injured, and the times when she had hit him. During the trial, jurors also heard testimony from Leilani's ex-boyfriend, who agreed to a wiretap in a hotel room with her, as well as a witness who refuted that she met Leilani on the night of Quentin's disappearance at a gas station. The officers also testified that her cell phone records contradicted her story, that she was at the house the entire night of Quentin's disappearance. An FBI agent testified that Leilani did not seem shocked when the police started searching the landfill for the toddler's remains. During closing arguments, Assistant District Attorney Jenny Parker said that the boy's demise was not accidental and that she ended his life. Defense attorney Martin Hilliard argued that the prosecution's theory of the case fell apart because Leilani's former boyfriend told police that he had seen Quentin multiple times on the morning of the child's disappearance. In October 2024, the Chatham County jury found 24-year-old Leilani Simon guilty of all 19 charges filed against her in the demise of her little boy, Quentin Simon, including malice slaying, concealing his demise, and disposing of his body in a dumpster. On November 21st, Chatham County Superior Court Judge Tammy Stokes sentenced Leilani to life in prison with the possibility of parole plus 10 years. Although Leilani did not testify in court, she answered questions from the press and stated that she wanted her son's remains to be released to her brother, Paul Simon. She said, "I want my baby home." In November 2023, a neighbor found 2 boys shot inside their home on Bentwood Drive in Bullitt County, Kentucky. Both boys were rushed to the hospital, but they succumbed to their injuries. The boys' mother, Tiffanie Lucas, was a suspect in the case. She was arrested in November and was charged with ending the life of her 2 boys, 6-year-old Morris Baker and 9-year-old Jaden Howard. Tiffanie admitted to shooting her 2 boys in the head in their Shepherdsville home. At the time, she told the investigators that it was an accident and that she had been manipulated on Facebook. In October 2024, Tiffanie pleaded guilty to 2 counts of capital slaying. That avoided trial and instead set a date for Judge Rodney Burris to determine her sentence. Because she entered a guilty plea, she cannot appeal the sentence. Tiffany's lawyers played a video to help show her mental state in the days and moments before the boys were shot, including footage from a neighbor's doorbell camera and surveillance at a Waffle House. In the footage, you can hear her asking neighbors for help. She can be heard saying, "I need to have good people around me. I need family. I need help." The defense asked the judge to consider that she was having a mental crisis and was under the influence of illegal substances when deciding her sentence. Her family called Tiffanie selfish and said that they had offered to help with the boys amid her addiction. They also claimed she had powerful delusions around the time of the shooting and said that she tried to turn the gun on herself, but it jammed. One of her attorneys, Richard Launachak, said in court that she was convinced she and her children were being stalked by an unknown group of powerful people that she believed would abduct and torture them. Launachak said Tiffanie's psychotic episode was brought on by opioid withdrawal. Judge Burris said, "A mother is more than the giving of life. It's providing food, clothing, and shelter, but, more importantly, love and security. I cannot imagine the sheer horror these children must have experienced seeing their mother with a gun." On November 22nd, shortly after making those remarks, Judge Burris sentenced Tiffanie to life in prison for both counts. According to Bullitt County Commonwealth's attorney Bailey Taylor, that was the maximum sentence Tiffanie faced. Attorney Taylor said, "Tiffanie Lucas not only ended the lives of Jaden and Maurice, but she forever scarred the lives of their family and friends, both adults and children." Tiffanie's attorneys said in a statement that no one is more devastated about the boys' demise than Tiffanie. They were everything to Tiffanie. Kentucky's criminal justice system allows her to be eligible for parole in 20 years. That circumstance is why family of the boys said that they believe justice was not fully served. Laken Hope Riley was born on January 10, 2002, in Marietta, Georgia. She had 3 siblings. In 2020, she graduated from River Ridge High School in Woodstock, Georgia, where she was a member of the cross-country team. At the age of 22, Laken was a nursing student at Augusta University in Athens, Georgia, and had previously attended the University of Georgia as an undergraduate. She was an active member of the Alpha Chi Omega sorority. On February 22, 2024, Laken went for a morning run at the University of Georgia. Laken was attacked between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. During her attack, her phone called 911. Laken's roommate reported her disappearance to the UGA police at 12:07 p.m. after she failed to return. At 12:38 p.m., Laken's body was discovered by UGA police in Oconee Forest Park behind Lake Herrick. According to the Athens-Clarke County coroner, Laken lost her life due to blunt force trauma and asphyxiation. The UGA police described Laken's slaying as a crime of opportunity and reported that the perpetrator appeared to have acted alone. There had not been a slaying on the university's campus since 1983. Laken's funeral was held on March 1, 2024, at the Woodstock City Church. She was buried at the Enon Cemetery in Woodstock, Georgia. A memorial was made for Laken at Lake Herrick. Her family said that they plan to establish a foundation in her honor. Her stepfather said, "She will be missed every day, but we promise to honor her life moving forward in a very big way." Laken's family started an online fund to raise money for the foundation, called the Laken Hope Foundation. After Laken's demise, Jose Antonio Ibarra, a 26-year-old Venezuelan, was questioned by the police after a jacket with Laken's hair was found in a dumpster near his apartment. Jose's roommate identified him as the man throwing away the jacket from surveillance footage of the dumpster. When the police questioned Jose, they noticed his red knuckles and scratches on his arms. He was subsequently arrested on slaying charges. Jose Antonio Ibarra had entered the United States illegally in September 2022, crossing the United States southern border with Mexico near El Paso, Texas. He was apprehended by federal authorities after crossing the border, who subsequently released him into the country. He initially stayed at the Roosevelt Hotel Migrant Shelter in New York before taking a flight to Georgia. The UGA police stated that he lived in an apartment complex about 1 mile from the wooded area where Laken's body was found. Jose had been previously arrested by both federal and state officials in multiple jurisdictions. In September 2023, he was arrested in New York City and charged with acting in a manner to injure a child less than 17 and a motor vehicle license violation. In October 2023, Jose and his brother, who was reported by the authorities to be a member of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, who temporarily worked at UGA, were arrested by Athens police on theft charges. Both were released after reportedly possessing stolen merchandise from a local Walmart. Jose had a bench warrant issued for his arrest in December 2023 after failing to appear in court in a shoplifting case in Georgia. ICE stated that it had missed the opportunity to detain Jose after the arrest in New York because he was released by New York officials before a detainer could be issued. On May 8, 2024, a grand jury in Clark County indicted Jose with 10 charges: 3 charges of felony slaying, malice slaying, false imprisonment, kidnapping, aggravated assault with intent to assault, hindering a 911 call, concealing the demise of another, and peeping Tom. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. He was denied bail. The district attorney was seeking the sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. In a court filing, the defense attorneys submitted a motion to move the trial to another county due to the media attention surrounding the case, but Judge H. Patrick Haggard denied it. Jose waived his right to a jury trial and opted for a bench trial, which began on November 15, 2024. The prosecutors presented evidence that included Jose DNA under Laken's fingernails and his fingerprint on Laken's phone screen. His defense said that evidence against him was circumstantial. On November 20, 2024, he was found guilty on all charges and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Laken's demise made international news, generating extensive media attention. It sparked a debate over illegal immigration in the United States after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, confirmed Jose is not a U.S. citizen and was caught crossing the border but was released into the United States. On March 7, 2024, the House of Representatives passed an immigration bill named the Laken-Riley Act, requiring federal detention of illegal immigrants who commit burglary or theft.